Okay, so I think we'll just do a quick revision. Okay, so I'll keep asking if you have understood this, you should be able to tell me quickly, okay, so that we'll not waste much of our time, right? So first of all, list is, okay, list is a mutable data structure, isn't it? Yes or no? Quickly, I want you to do it very fast, right? I want everyone to respond, right? So list is a linear, it's a linear mutable data structure. Okay, tuple is a linear immutable data structure, okay, and it follows zero based indexing. And if you're doing it from reverse, if you want to access 8 from 8, then you can also access it either using this fourth index or -1 index. Okay, is that clear? Hello, is that clear? First program clear? We have a list of integers, we have a list of strings, we have a list of loads, we have a list of mixed elements. Okay, and we have an empty list. Okay, even this is clear. I want everyone to put that if it is clear. Is that clear? Yeah, super cool. Okay, so so I think, is this clear, my dear friends? Draw the diagram, and L2 is equal to 5 and all that. Okay, do you want me to draw the diagram once again? Do you want me to draw the diagram once again, my dear friends? Okay, tell me. I think you will be able to do it, right? You know how to delete, insert, append, sort, reverse, and all that. So my dear friends, today is for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and that is for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have a lot of assignments to do. There are a lot of assignments to do. So if you want to do those assignments, you should be really good at all these methods. You should know what all methods that list supports. Okay, because in the program I'm asking you to do some operations. So when you do that operations, when you're asking your mind to do such solve that problem, immediately your mind should be able to get these kind of methods. Okay, all these methods. So it is important that you'll have to do this revision. Okay, and today I'm going to tell you how to do the revision completely, so that you will remember it for a very long time. So you'll have to follow the same method. Okay, right? So I think this is correct. This is okay, right? You know this, right? Okay, right? Now, having said that, right, guys, you want me to explain this once again? Okay, it's quite simple. No, this will L of 2 or 5. Okay, in the second position, okay, you insert 5, delete the first element. Okay, and no need, sir. Okay, fine. So append, this will append at the end and insert at the second position, fifth one. Okay, the element 5, right? And sorting, reversing, this is reversing the sorting in the descending order. Okay, so when you make reverse is equal to false, okay, when you're passing this element reverse is equal to false, it will sort in the ascending order itself, right? If you want to sort it in the descending order, you have to say reverse is equal to true. Okay, that's how it works, right? Okay, cool. So I'm just proceeding further. So tuple also is the same thing. Is that clear, my difference? Program 2, tuple is also same thing. Is there any doubts in this? 1 2 3, but only, what is the only difference between list and tuple? Can you tell me what is the only difference between list and tuple, my dear friends? Okay, so can you tell me quickly? So tuple is immutable. That is, it will not be, you will not be able to change it, isn't it? You'll not be able to change the elements. That is, the tuples are allocated read-only memory. You will not be able to change any kind of, you cannot make any changes to these elements. Okay, it is fixed. Okay, that is the difference, right? And for the list, you indicate it with square brackets, and for tuple, it is with brackets, small brackets, right? So this is quite, I think I've told you a number of times. I think you'll be able to do it, right? Okay, so and we know that are these operations possible on this? By the way, along with tuple, we also have a string. Along with the tuple, we also have a string. Okay, so is string immutable or mutable? Tell me, is string mutable or immutable? Is string mutable or immutable? Okay, it is also immutable, isn't it? Even that is immutable. So we do, what is the meaning of immutable? Is that you will not be able to make changes to it, right? So in that case, will we be able to use all these methods here? Will we be able to use all these methods here? No, right? Because all these methods requires the data structure to make some changes, but because these are immutable data structures, we will not be able to make changes, and that is the reason we cannot use all these methods on these objects, right? So sort, when I say t dot sort, what does it mean? It means sort on this object t. When I say reverse, t dot reverse, what does that mean? It means reverse. Okay, do the reverse operation on the object t, right? So when I say t dot append, what does it mean? I'm saying append this value of 6 to the object t, right? So it means I'm trying to change the object t, which is not possible, and therefore these kind of methods are not supported for tuples and strings. Is that clear, my dear friends? Hello, quite simple, no? Did you understand this? Hello, yes or no? Right? Clear? No? Clear? Just say clear in the chat box. Okay, super cool. Having said that, okay, so hope you, these things, have you done all these things? Have you practiced all these things? Okay, straightforward. If you can just practice, you'll get. Okay, so now tell me, what is this called as? Is it a method or a function? Is it a method or a function? It's a function. When do you call it as a method? 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 Okay, whenever the function is associated with a object, isn't it? Whenever your method is associated with an object, you will call it as a method. Okay, so when will I teach you method? When will I teach you method and objects? I also told you that also. When will I be teaching you objects and methods? Okay, when I am discussing object oriented thinking, isn't it? In the chapter object oriented thinking, I'll be giving in detail about what do you mean by object and methods and all those. Okay, so do you know slicing operator? Hope you know the slicing also, isn't it? What does the slicing means? S of 1 is to 4. What does that mean? Yes, 1 is to 4. What does that mean? Okay, from 1 till 4 excluding 4, isn't it? 1 to 4, position 1 to 4. Position starts from 0. So 1 to 4 excluding 4. Very good. Okay. So I think what will this do? Plus operation. What will plus operation do? Okay. What will plus operation do? It will do the concatenation, isn't it? Yes or no? Is it changing the original location? Is it changing the original location? S plus W? Is it changing the original location? No, absolutely no. It is not changing the original location. Whereas it is, concatenating and storing it into some other location and then giving us the, value. Okay. Now, having said that, okay, I'll show you that practically so that you'll understand it better. Okay, I'll call S is equal to 1, 2, 3. Okay, and W is equal to say 4, 5, 6. Right now, first of all, let me check the ID of S and ID of W. Are both same? Are both same? The ID are both same? No, right? Okay. So what I'll do is I would say T is equal to, or let me, yeah, T is equal to, let me say S plus W. Okay. So what is that you're expecting? S plus W. Okay, so it will be a concatenation of this, isn't it? That is 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, isn't it? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. In that case, if I say ID of T, did you see that it is also different? So it is not in the same, it is not changing the original tuple or anything like that. It is a different, totally different memory location. Is that clear, guys? Hello, is that clear? Guys, is that clear? Hello, is that clear? Okay, right, awesome. Right, having said that, okay, so will you go through this will you do this through the weekend? Will you go through this through over the weekend, my dear friends? Yes or no? Hardly. Trust me, if you can keep your mobile phones aside, if you can keep your friends aside, and don't keep anything else aside, just keep this mobile phone aside, okay, and then be on your computer and disconnect your internet and then sit for just 1 hour, you can complete this revision of this chapter. Trust me. Okay, just 1 hour, within 1 hour, completely concentrate. Okay, yeah, Radhika, that is there. You cannot keep your kids aside also. Anyways, I understand, but people with no kids, right? So if you can keep aside your mobile phones, okay. So what happens? I'll tell you. When your mobile phone is there, without our knowledge, our mind has gone so deep into it. No, we'll open our Instagram. Okay, we'll be seeing our Instagram and seeing how many people have put our like on my dirty picture. Is what you will be seeing, isn't it? Yes or no? Right? No, and then you will go to LinkedIn and you will say, oh, how many of them have liked to my dirty post? Okay, no, the post will not be nice or anything. Still, you want to see how many of them have. Okay, such kind of thing. I mean, I'm telling about myself. Okay, I'm not telling about you. I'm telling about myself. Okay, every time go to Instagram, then I will go to these reels. Okay, these reels and this explore. No, oh my God, you will not even know how the time passes, my dear friends. You will not even know how the time passes. Okay, today morning also almost half an hour I just killed my time. I was doing some work actually, and immediately I will open this, and you should see these, my dear friends, these aunties and uncles are there dancing. Oh my God, I don't know how they will get that kind of thought of dancing like that here. Anyways, all dirty fellows are there. Anyways, chalo. But still, though we know they are dirty fellows, we start following those dirty fellows. Anyways, chalo. So you just, that is what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, you have to first keep your mobile phone aside. Guys, I'm going to give you some really, really some good book. Do you want some good book here? Okay, there is a book called as Deep Work. Okay, Deep Work. It's very good. Okay, so Deep Work. I forgot. I think it is Deep Work only. Okay, Deep Work. Okay, so it will tell you how to distract, how to keep yourself against a distraction from all these social media things and all that, right? Anyways, so what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, so keep aside your mobile phone for just 1 hour and you can complete your revision. Trust me, promise on that. Okay, will you do that? Will you do that? Just 1 hour, just keep 1 hour aside. Okay, and you will be able to do it. And possibly if you do it in the night before going to bed, I think this will stick to your brain for a very longer time. Anyways, having said that, right? So guys, do you understand this? This will give you an error. This will give you an error. Okay, this is not a tuple, and if you want to create a tuple with one element, then you'll have to put a comma over there, correct? Okay, and the slicing operator, you know, concatenation, you know, okay, I think all these things, you know, isn't it? So okay, good, Mohini. Okay, so guys, is that okay now? So you know the should I draw the diagram for this list of list? Should I draw the diagram for this list of list? Okay, okay. Yeah, Priyanka, tell me what is that count method? 1 second, Priyanka, I'll take it at the end. Let me finish it off. Okay, right now listen. Okay, so draw the draw the diagram. Right, so you want me to draw this diagram? It is a list of list. Totally, this is 0, 1, and 2. Okay, and within each list you will have a list, isn't it? You don't want me to draw that? Okay, so it will have 3 lists. Okay, so like that. Clear, no? The same thing with tuples also. Now you tell me if I want to identify 5. So how will I do it? Can you tell me? If I want to identify 5, then how will I identify it? Can you put that in the chat box? Okay, so it is L of this 0, 1, 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so 1th and 1, isn't it? 1 and 1, 0, 1, 2, isn't it? Okay, so this is the first 1th box, and inside 1th box there is one more box. So L of 1, 1. Is that okay? Clear? No? This is list of list, isn't it? Okay, right. So this is tuples of tuples. Okay, that is tuples of a tuples. Correct? This also is okay. Now I think the same thing I've done here. So I've shown you different ways of accessing elements within a list of list and tuples of tuples. Okay. Sir, I want tuples of tuples explanation in detail, sir. Chalam, did you understand list of list? Did you understand list of list? Chalam, did you understand list of list? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. I'll talk to you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yeah. Chalam. Yeah. Good evening, Chalam. Chalam. So, did you understand list of list?
Yes, sir.
The same thing is tuples of tuples. Only difference is you cannot make any changes to the elements in tuples. That's all. It is the same. Absolutely the same.
Okay, sir.
So tell me, what is your do? What is your do?
Actually, day before yesterday, due to some connection problem, I've disconnected from this session, sir.
No, okay.
That's the reason tuple of tuples concept. After that,
Simple.
Related programs also, I didn't understand.
Okay, no. See, did you understand list of list?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Same thing. Same thing with tuples also. Only difference. There is only one difference. The difference is that list can be changed, whereas tuples cannot be changed.
Yes, sir. Okay.
1 minute. Wait. Hold on. Be online.
Yes, sir.
Are you online?
Yes, sir.
What is this? What you can see on the screen?
It's a list of lists.
List of list. Okay. So can I say L of 0? Now what is L of 0?
L of 0, list of 1, 2, sir.
Correct. So L of 0, I'm changing it to 6, 7. Okay.
Yes,
is
sir.
it possible?
Yes, sir. It is possible.
Possible. So I'll print. Is it changed?
Yes, sir. It's changed.
Okay. Now I'll make tuples. 3, 4. Now what is this called as?
Tuple of tuples.
Tuple of tuples. Okay. So what am I doing? T of 0 is equal to 6, 7. Did you see that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's the
It's
only
not,
difference. Okay.
changed.
Now, but I'll give you one more example. Let me give you one more example. Okay. That is, did you understand this? What I told you just now?
Yes, sir. And I totally understand.
Now I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What is this?
List. Tuples of list.
Yeah, a tuple that contains a list.
Yes, sir. Tuple contains a list.
Tuple contains 2 lists. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Tuple is containing 2 elements, and each element is a list. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, can I change this to something else? Say 6, 7. Will I be able to change?
I think it's not possible, sir, because you're giving the
T
of
T of 0, isn't it? So it is not possible because
yes,
tuple is immutable. I'll not be able to change it.
Yes, sir.
But will I be able to do this? T of 0. And now tell me what is T of 0, 0?
T of 0, 0 means in that first 0, 1, 2, sir.
This is 1.
In that 0th index means 1. Sir.
1. This one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm changing it to 4. Possible?
I think it's not
It is
possible.
absolutely possible. Why it is not possible? Because I'm not changing the tuple. I'm changing the I'm changing the
inside
list.
list
Right.
you're changing. Oh, yeah. Okay, sir.
See that I'm changing list is mutable. That is possible. Right. No?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Did you see this?
Yes, sir. It's
I think
possible.
your doubt will be cleared now.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Guys, is it clear? You can change a list. You cannot change a tuple is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now I'll say one more. List is equal to 1 comma 2. See, you'll have to try all these different variations. Okay. If I keep on trying what happens, then I can do a lot of things. So that is practically not possible. So you'll have to try it out. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you tell me L of 0 is equal to 6 comma 7. Is it
Now,
possible?
now this is possible, sir.
It is a list, so it is possible, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So it is possible. But what is 0, 0 now? Tell me.
0, 0 in that first 0 it will take 1 comma 2, sir, and then
Hey, here, the new list is changed. No, the new list is changed now.
new list yes, sir.
This is the
First
list.
0 it will take 6 comma 7. In that
Huh.
0 it will take 6, but it is not possible to change
You
that
answer
6.
my question. That's all. Don't answer much things. You just answer my question. What is 0,
Yeah.
0? First L of 0 is this one.
Yes, sir. 6
Inside
comma
that
7.
0 is 6, correct? No.
Yes, sir.
Now I am going to change it to 7. Possible?
It's not possible, sir.
Why it is not possible?
Because it is 6 is in tuple, sir.
It's in a tuple. So tuple cannot be changed. That's all.
Cannot be
Simple.
changed, sir.
Simple
Yes, sir.
concept,
Thank you.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Got it, sir.
Okay. Jai Chandra, sir, what happens if we delete all the elements of a list which in tuple of list? Guys, it's so difficult to first understand your what you have written. Sir, what happens if we delete all the elements of a list which in the tuple of list? Jai Chandra, I did not understand your question. Yeah, I think why don't you try it out yourself, Jai Chandra? This one, this actually is something which you can try by yourself. Did you understand the concept of list and tuples and list of list? I think this you can do by yourself, Jai Chandra. Yes, no, Jai Chandra, can you do it yourself? Jai Chandra, can you do it yourself? It's something that you can do yourself. Yes or no? You delete and see what happens, all these things. Okay. Now, so did you understand the concept, my dear friends? Did you understand how it works? Okay. That is what the rest and all you can practice and see how it works and all that. Okay. Now, cool. Now, so shall we do one program that we left out? Shall we do one program here? Okay. Right. 1 second. Someone is asking, how is Sahiti? Sir, how is append different from concatenation? Okay. You can concatenate. Concatenate is basically a method, okay, in an object. It belongs to a method, right? I mean, it belongs to a class. It means concatenate is a method belonging to append is a method belonging to a particular object, whereas concatenation doesn't belong to any object. It is just an operation. Okay. So so here you should understand two things. One is how a method works, how an object works. Second thing is how overloading works. Okay. So both of them are in a different chapter, Sahiti. So is it okay? Can I put that in the next chapter and show it to you? Okay. Once you come to that chapter, you'll be knowing that. Is that okay, Sahiti? Okay. There are two things that you should know. Okay, no? Sir, how does Python store elements of a list? Kavirappa, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the question? I didn't understand.
Sir, yesterday while trying out, sir, to find the ID of the list, sir, it gave that the ID function takes only one argument.
ID function takes, okay. Huh.
So does it mean that Python stores if we have a list having ABC as its elements?
List of ABC, okay. Huh.
So then does it mean that A is stored separately, B is stored separately,
Yes,
and C is
they're
stored
all
separately?
different objects. Everything is an object. Okay, let me, if suppose I have L is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, no. Now what happens is that, okay, I'm just trying to give you a rough diagram. Okay, see, you know what, Kavirappa, what happens, one is an object, 2 is an object, 3 is an object. Object is a real-time entity. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm not able to explain now very clearly because we have to go till that chapter until I'll not be able to explain. But okay, in your C language and all, this would have been a contiguous memory location. If suppose 1 is at 200, then 2 would have been at 204 and 3 would have been at 208 or whatever it is, because integer occupies 4 bytes. Correct? No, Kavirappa, I don't know if you know C language.
No, sir, I don't know C language.
Okay, so in C language, it would have been, it would have been 200, 204, okay, and it would have been 208 continuous. But Python doesn't deal like that, because this one is not considered as a normal, data type like how it considers in C language. It is considered as an object. It has a class, it has a method, and all that, right? So now, if this is your memory considered, right? So you will have a specific memory location allocated over here. Okay, it would be a separate memory. 1 second. Amara Sharavant, everything what you written is wrong, so please don't write all those things. Okay, that is wrong. Okay, now having said that, that is not that is not the thing which I'm actually discussing. Okay, Amara Sharavant. Okay, yeah. So having said that, so what is that? Kavirappa, you're there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so when you say list, there would be a memory allocated just for pointing to some other elements. Now this is your list, okay, but in the diagram I can show it is 1 2 3 like this to explain you the concept, but actually it will not be like this 1 2 3. Okay, so what would be there is that, okay, 1 second. Okay, what it could be there is that this one is pointing to another memory location, this one is pointing to another memory location, and this one is pointing to some other memory location. Did you understand the actual memory, how it is allocated? So this will contain 1 2 and 3, whereas this is L. Is that okay? Did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding or not?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, so in the diagram I am showing it as 1 2 3 so that you will understand better. Okay, but internally it may not be contiguous 1 2 3. This will have, so let us see that practically. Let us see that. Okay, 1 second. So how Python deals with memory is really not our botheration, because we never have to deal with memory when it comes to Python. Correct, no, Kavirappa? So that is why Python
Yes, sir.
says, Python says this, okay, boss, you do your work. Rest all the memory related things I have taken care. You don't need to really bother. C says, see, boss, you have to take care of memory and everything. It is your headache to take care of all those things. Java says, as much as possible, I am going to take care of it. Okay, so I am trying to become the best. But Python says, I am the best. Don't worry about any kind of memory allocation. Everything I am doing to do it. If you want to implement the same concept of list or tuple in C language, it would have been a very difficult task. Okay, so it has programming languages has been evolved. Having said that, L is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, now let me see ID of L. What is ID of L? It is somewhere 168, isn't it? Okay, so ID of, okay, L of 0, let me see how much would that would give. Okay, so what does it gives? Did you see that? It is in a different memory location. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Did you see? It is in a different, it is not the same. It is a different memory location. Did you notice that? Okay. Now let me see what is L ID of L of 1. Where is L of 1 actually stored? Okay. It is again stored in some other memory location. Did you see that? It is not the same. Did you observe what I'm saying?
So then what is stored in the memory address of L?
What is stored in?
Memory address of L.
You did not understand the concept only. You're asking me this question very late. Okay, no? Anyways, see. This is memory somewhere. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
This is okay. This is memory. Okay, now, okay. So when I say n is equal to 1, how does this be? First, you understand this. How will this be actually? This is your memory somewhere. Okay, there is a box where 1 will be stored over here. Okay, and then n is pointing to this. Correct? No?
Yes, sir.
It's a tag. Basically, n is basically a tag given to this particular memory location. Okay, and when I try to define ID, when I try to find the ID of n, what does it give me? The memory
Memory
location
address
of
of
this.
1.
That is, say 200 means it will give me 200. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now for L is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, L is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. So first, if I want to store 1 2 3, don't you think I need some memory location?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So
Yes,
I
sir.
have some memory location over here. Okay, like this I have assigned over here, something like this. Okay, now don't you think this will have some address? This block of memory will have some address. It's a place, right, in memory?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Agree,
sir.
disagree with me?
Yes, sir. Agreed.
This is some kind of memory location. I need to store 1 2 3, boss, so I need some memory somewhere, isn't it? So
Yes,
this
sir.
would be at say 300 or something. Correct? Now inside this, what is it I want to store? 1 2 3. Correct?
Yes, sir.
But I'm actually in the diagram, as I told you, I would show it is storing 1 2 3, but actually it is not storing 1 2 3. Okay, first thing is you don't need to really bother about how it implements, but because you're telling it,
Yes, sir.
I'm explaining this to you. Okay, so 1 would be stored somewhere else, 2 would be stored somewhere else, and 3 would be stored somewhere else. Okay, now one will be containing say some address called as 500, this would be 600 and then 700, correct? No,
Yes, sir.
right? So L of 0, okay, would be pointing to that is nothing but 500. This would be pointing to this 600. This would be pointing to this say 300. So when you try to do ID of L of 0, you will get 500. When you do try to do ID of L of 1, you'll get 600. When you try to do ID of L of 3, you'll get 700. Did you understand this? This
Yes,
is
sir.
internally how memory allocation of this list and all works. Okay, but actually it is really not needed for us to know how it is doing and all that, because it is impossible. Okay, it is not possible for us to, because the memory is not under our control. Everything is taken care by Python. Python says you don't even bother or don't even think how I am actually doing it. I am doing it and giving it to you, so you don't need to worry about it, is what Python says. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Got it? Oh,
Yes, sir.
right. So okay. Okay, so I will take up your questions later, my dear friends. It is difficult, let me finish off this concept. We have a lot of concepts to learn. Okay, is that okay, my dear friends? Shall I take up your question at the end? Clear? Is that okay, everyone? Ankur, is that okay? I'll take your questions later. Let me finish it off. Okay, now my question is, did you understand whatever I told you now till now? Okay, that is what. Did you understand what I'm telling you, my dear friends? The problem with taking up your doubts, you know what, I'll tell you the problem with taking up doubts. Okay, the doubts go somewhere else and it goes beyond the actual things that you really wanted to know. Okay, and it is not needed, or it is not part of the Python course, it goes somewhere else, it deviates, and we are taking, so that is why I always take up very limited doubts. Okay, or take up doubts at the end. Okay, so please make sure that you ask me doubts related to the topic, and few things that you can do by yourself and you can learn, right? Then you will definitely be able to do it, because I've given you so many programs here, so many programs. If you can try out different combinations, you automatically will get to know. Agree, disagree with me, my dear friends? Tell me, what do you feel? Right? So if all 70 students ask me 70 different, it goes somewhere, the course goes somewhere else. Okay, so certain things which are not needed, I will never cover. Okay, it is not needed, okay, for you to understand. Okay, so more details, I'll give you the books later. If you're really interested, in knowing internal details of how Python works, you can go and refer to it, but it is not needed for now. Okay, right? So having said that, okay, so this is a program. Okay, so someone asked me in the first class, sir, why are you using tuple list and all that, isn't it? I don't know who asked, but someone asked me, why are you using tuple Python and all that? Now let me tell you, okay, if suppose you want to add say two numbers, how many variables can Anji asked? Okay, so if you want to add two numbers, okay, tell me how many variables you'll use, Anji? How many variables? If suppose I want to add two numbers.
Two variables.
Anji is boy, girl?
Boy, sir.
What is your full name?
Anjanna.
Anjana. Hey, give proper full name, man. See, I thought you are a girl. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Anjan. Okay, okay. Okay, Anjan. So, hello, Anjan.
Yes, sir.
I know what is your strategy. You are keeping a name like girls and attracting boys, no?
No, sir.
Hey man, I know what you're trying to do in Zoom class, huh? Okay.
No, sir.
Anyways, make it Anjan, okay?
Anjanna, sir. Anna.
Anjan, what is that?
Anjanna.
Anjanna. Very nice,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Anjanna. Where are you from?
I'm from Telangana.
Telangana. Anjana.
Yes,
Anjana
sir.
or Anjanna?
Anjanna.
Anjana. Okay, Anjana. Fine. So, Anjana, if suppose you want to add two numbers, tell me how many variables you need to use, Anjana.
Two, sir.
Okay. What if I want to add, say, some 10 numbers? How many variables you actually need? How many memory locations you need?
10 memory location.
10 memory locations. So, will you use 10 different variables A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like that?
No need, sir. We
No,
can
you can use,
take
but
one.
you can use
Yeah.
10 different variables. Nobody
Yes,
is
sir.
actually stopping you, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It is, but don't you think it is difficult, and it is very difficult to remember so many names?
Yes, sir. I got it, sir. So in list we can take 10 numbers,
Exactly.
then we can add.
Yeah, so you can take
Yeah.
10 numbers and you can actually refer to it with single name using index.
Yes, sir.
Okay, like you know C language?
No, sir. No. I
Okay,
don't.
in C language you have something called as arrays. Okay, so and linked list, you have something called as arrays, linked list, and all that. So the benefit of all these arrays, linked list, and all has come together in the form of list in list and tuples in Python. Okay,
Python.
so if you
Okay,
ever
sir.
do coding using list and linked list and arrays in C, no, you will find Python very, very easy. Okay, there you will have to deal with pointers. Here there is nothing called as memory addresses, pointers, and all that. Everything has been taken care for you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right?
sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Amar, sir, is arrays and lists are same? No, they are not same. They are totally different. Okay. So we'll discuss arrays and list and all later once we discuss C language. Okay, Amara. Okay. So let us not bother about it. But for your answer, they are not same. There are a lot of difference between arrays and lists. Okay. So having said that, so we have a question over here, the program 4, which says find the average score of the first. By the way, what do you mean by average? Yeah, average. Can you tell me what is the average of 1, 2, and 3? Any idea how do you find out the average of these three numbers? Can you tell me the average of these three numbers? How do you find out? Okay, exactly. Okay, no, you tell me what is the formula. How do I do that? Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 divide by what? Okay, what is it? Divide by 3, isn't it? Because there are 3 elements, right? I need to find out so this says finding average score of the first subject of the class. This is the first subject, this is the second subject, okay, this is the third subject. So totally how many students are there? Totally how many students are there, my dear friends? Tell me. Okay, can you tell me? There are 3 students. Okay, this is first student, this is second student, and the third student. Okay, so for each student, how many marks are there? How many subjects are there? Okay, there are 3 subjects, isn't it? First subject, second subject, third subject. First subject, second subject, third subject. First subject, second subject, and third subject. Correct? No? Till here, did you understand? Do you understand till here, my dear friends? Hello. So now the question is, I want you to find the average score of the first subject of the class. It means I want you to find the average of, tell me the number like this, put the number like this. Let me see. Tell me the number like this, my dear friends. Okay. Tell me, no, in this, bring it in this form. Bring it in this form and put it. Okay. So I have to do 85 plus 78 plus 62. Okay. Okay. Divided by 3, isn't it? Okay, did you see that I'm doing over here somewhere? I'm doing it. Did you see that? I'm doing it over here. Did you see that? Okay, now what is the function I've used to find? Instead of writing 3, I've made it generic by saying len of class grades, isn't it? The length of class grades. Okay, no, I think yeah, it is 3 subjects, right? I mean 3 students, right? So that is why it is len of 3. Did you see that? Okay, now I've explained this. Now, honestly, I can explain fully, but I really want you to do by yourself. Can you do this now? I just explained you what it is. Can you do this? Okay, slowly, take your time, take a rough notebook and then try it out. Okay, it will take hardly 2 minutes to 3 minutes for me to explain. But when I explain, what happens is I am actually, depriving your brain of such kind of beautiful concept. Can you please do it yourself, or you want me to do it? You tell me, I'll do it. Now it's up to you. I've told so much. Now it's up to you. Whatever you want, I'll do it for you. If you do, you will understand Python well. Okay. So it is up to you, right? Can you do it, my dear friends? It'll take one by one. Okay. Okay. Let me tell you. Okay. But promise me you will do it here, because it's very important topic. You have to do it. It's very nice. Okay. See here. So take k is equal to 0, write it somewhere. Say sum is equal to 0, write it somewhere in your book. Okay, then you have a while loop over here. You know k value, you know length of class grades. Okay, class grades is a list. What is the length of class grades? Tell me like this. Okay, what is length of class grades, my dear friends? Tell me, what is length of class grades? Okay, length is what? 0, 1, and 2. That is the length. I told you about length, no? Here I've told you about length in this. See here, length of s. Okay, I've told you here. Okay. So length of class grades. Okay, we have done. So it will become 0 less than 3. Then I'll enter into it. Then sum is equal to sum plus class grades of k. What is k value now? What is k value? What is k value? Tell me in the first iteration. What is k value? K value is 0. What is 0, 0? What will 0, 0 become? 0th value and 0th element, it becomes 85. Okay, so what is initially sum is 0 plus 85 becomes 85. I'm storing it over there. Okay, and then I will do k is equal to k plus 1. So when I do k plus 1, k will become what? 1. It means I will start pointing to the next element, isn't it? I will start pointing to the next element in this. Okay, then I will do 190. That is nothing but 190 is 78. I'll add it. So done. You got it? Okay, I want you to do it slowly, steadily in a rough notebook by yourself. Can you do that? I've given you the hint now how to do it. It's very simple thing. Slowly you do it, my dear friends. You'll definitely get it. Okay. Please do it. Okay. Now the same thing for here also. I have given you this complete program. Guys, before doing the assignment, after end of the today's class, okay, before doing that, please go through this program and then you will get a lot of ideas to do the assignments, my dear friends. Okay, no? So please do this before starting of the assignments. Okay, right? Now what is the next one? Finding average exam score for each student in class. Now what is the difference between that one and this one? This says find the average score of the first subject of the class, whereas here it is finding the average exam score for each students. So what is happening here? Okay, you have to find the average score of this one, that is 85, 91. This is the average score of this. 85 plus 91 plus 89 divided by 3, then this one, then this one. Is that okay? So add this and find the average of this, find the average of this, find the average of this. In the previous case, you are only finding the average of the first subject like this, isn't it, guys? Yes or no? Hello, guys, did you understand the question or not? Did you understand or not? Okay, you have to find the you have to find the average of each student. Okay, in the previous case you are finding the average of the first subject of each student. Okay, can you do it? Can you do it, my dear friends? I think rest and all is easier. I think you will be able to do it. Okay, so you know what happens when you do it, my dear friends? Shall I tell you what happens? Hello, I'll tell you why I gave this program to you instead of assignment. When you do this program once by seeing, hello, listen, my dear friends, listen. When you start doing your program first by seeing what others have done, your mind will get an idea. Okay, no, exactly, Akshada. Your brain cell loosens, right? No, it loosens, and it will get okay. This is how we'll have to go to the flow. This is how we'll have to take the flow. Okay, fine. Now, when you gonna give you an assignment program, no, your mind will start thinking in the same manner. That is what I want to do it, right? No. So Maheshwari, can you unmute yourself, Maheshwari?
Yes, sir. In a program 5, I don't understand what actually do.
Program 5,
Program 5.
This is student 1, okay? This is Maheshwari. Wait.
Yes, sir.
You are speaking slowly or your network is slow?
Program 5, I don't understand what actually do.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now,
Okay.
see, this is Maheshwari, okay? This is Maheshwari, okay? This is Amara. This is Amara, okay? And this is Akshada. This is Akshada, okay? Right? Now, Maheshwari has scored 85, 91, 89. Okay, Akshada has scored 78, 81, 86, and Amara has scored 62, 75, 77. Is that okay? Now, Maheshwari, okay?
Okay, sir.
Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to write a program so that you'll find the average of this, print it. Average of this, print it. Average of this, print it. Average means what? What is average score of Maheshwari?
Addition or divided by 3.
Yeah, so that you'll have to do first and then print the output. Then you'll have to find the average of Amara and then print the output. Then you'll have to find the average of Akshada and you write the output. You'll have to do that is a program.
Okay, sir.
You understood or not? Question did you
Yes,
understand?
sir. Yes, sir.
So
Understood.
answer is given here. So that I want you to solve it step by step in a notebook. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So guys, let me give you a warning. Let me give you a warning. The warning goes like this. The warning is, guys, shall I give you warning? Just say warning in the chat box. I'm going to give you warning. Just say warning in the chat box. Just say warning in the chat box. The warning is, listen to me. When you are solving this problem, no, slow, step by step in a notebook, your mind will say, hey, Subhash has no better work to do. He will give assignment, but you don't do. You go and play. That is what your mind will say. What your mind will say, Subhash has no better work to do. Weekends we have to enjoy. Okay, so you don't do. It's okay if you don't do. It is difficult, is what your brain will tell you internally. So will you accept whatever your brain says? You tell me. Will you listen to your brain? Will you listen to your brain? Because this will, I'm telling you, with my experience, I'm telling you, that is what your brain will say. Okay, oh, it is very difficult, let me not do. And slowly on the left hand side, there would be a small pain. Initially, when you start doing coding, no, there will be a pain at this part. Okay, and you will feel like, okay, let me quit coding. Okay, don't do that. That is the biggest mistake you are doing. Okay, that pain is normal. Everybody has to go through that pain. Okay, no, only then, okay, you will be able to learn anything for that matter. That pain you will have to go through, right? So tell your brain, shut up. I know what to do. Okay, I will believe Subhash sir or Subhash or whatever it is. Let me follow Subhash K's instruction. I'm going to do that. Okay, and then you'll have to do that. Is that okay? And after finishing, once you get the output, trust me, your brain would feel kind of very, very happy. Okay, will you do that? Guys, will you do that? Hello? Will you do that? Okay, right? Now, Kavya requires a ban. I think Kavya requires a ban. Okay, no? Okay, Kavya, what is that, ma? Okay, right. Anyways, chalo. So, guys, will you do these two things? Guys, will you do these two things? Okay, that this is today's thing you will have to do. Hello, will you do that? So, what to do for the next 3 days, I'm going to tell you later. For this, now you'll have to do that. Okay, it's okay, Kavya, no problem. Okay, so now, do you understand how for loop works? Guys, do you understand how for loop will work? How for loop will work? Hello. Okay, Sumant is there in the class. Sumant is there in the class. Sumant, you're there. Hello, Sumant, are you there in the class, sir?
Yes,
Sumant,
sir. Yes, sir.
Sumant, see, I've explained you for loop.
Yeah, okay, sir.
That day you told I didn't explain.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, for that
No,
day.
that is okay. Did you understand for loop?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, fine then. Okay, so guys, for loop is okay, right? For requires for a variable. So in is a keyword, for is a keyword. So variable name can be anything else, and this should be what? What should be this, my dear friends? Tell me. It should be a iterable. So all sequence are iterables, isn't it? So it can be a sequence. Okay, sequences, right? So iterable. Okay, so one by one it will take until. So for loop will end. When will the for loop end? When will the for loop end? When will the for loop end? When will the for loop end, my dear friends? Tell me quickly. When will for loop end? Hello. When will you end the for loop here? When it is running? Exactly. When all the elements of the sequence has been read, isn't it? When there is no more elements left in that iterable, isn't it? Very good. Very good. Correct, right? When there is no more iterable left. Okay. First it will take 1, come inside the loop, print 1. Okay. Then it will take 3, then it will take 4, then it will take 5. And once all the elements are taken, no more elements are left out, then for will come out of that. Is that okay? Clear? Now, awesome. Now, I think, okay, we have done this. Right, we have done this, and I also told you which is the right code. Okay, two students actually put the right code in the group. Okay, so I just put a tick mark also. I think this also you understood this also how to do. Correct? No, it was very generic. Okay, so few people wrote code that which will work only for this, but there were 2 students who actually wrote a generic code. Okay, clear? No, guys, is that clear? Right? Okay, now having said that, how many of you did this encryption decryption? Because this I'm not going to explain. It is your self-observation program. I want you to do it by yourself. Even it takes 2 months time, I'm not bothered. I want you to do it. Okay, I want you to solve it by yourself. Okay, this is not single double quotes. It is 2 single quotes. Okay, I don't mind even if it takes 2 months, but I want to do. But it will not take 2 months and all that. If you sit for half an hour, you'll get to know how it is. Only thing is, you should not listen to your brain which says don't do, don't do, don't do. Just hit your brain and say shut up and do here, and just follow what I'm saying. You will be able to do it. Okay, if you do it, you will understand everything. Lot of things you will learn from this. Now, having said that, okay, so we started doing this. Did I show you here, my dear friends, how okay, I mean nums1 and nums2 both are referring to the same list over here, isn't it? So if I want to make a copy, what is that I have to do? I will have to use the list function. I'll make a different copy. I showed you also practically, isn't it? The list function, right? So I showed you how it works. Is that clear? No, is it clear? So there's one more way to make a copy. What is it? There's one more way to make a copy. I don't know if I've explained that or not. There is a copy method. And using slicing also you can do. Using slicing also I showed you. You remember? I remember telling you somewhere. Yeah, here. Did you see that? Using slicing also. Okay, you can make a same thing, right? No? Yeah, Radhika, no more Java here, Radhika. Let's discuss Python now. You will confuse. Okay, it's kind of copy of, you're right, Radhika, but let's not discuss that. Okay, Radhika, right? So guys, is that clear? Okay, so list comprehensions. Hello, list comprehensions, very important. And for every assignment that I'm giving you after the class today, make sure that try to use as much as possible list comprehensions to create a list. Is that okay? Guys, is that okay? So you have to create a list in your assignments using list comprehension, so that will become a practice. Okay, no, so just follow this. Okay, so shall I explain this this first one for you so that you'll be able to understand? Is that okay? Okay, you tell me which one do you want me to explain. I'll explain that. Which one do you want me to explain? I'll explain that. I think all are easy. Or which one do you want me to explain? You want me to explain anything of this list comprehensions? Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed, my dear friends? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Then range. I think this you can practice. You have known. I think. Okay. Just practice it off. I think we have covered. So this one, did you understand? List of list, how I did all this for loop. Okay. L6 means what? What will I take? What will L7 contain for the first time? Tell me in this for loop. What will L7 contain for the first time? First time it will contain 1, 2, 3. Second time it will contain. Second time it will contain 4, 5, 6. Third time it will contain 7, 8, 9. Isn't it? Okay. So here, tell me what will num contain for the first time? Num will contain for the first time. First time num. Here I'm talking about num. Num will contain. Think properly. It will contain from L6. It will take 1, 2, 3. It will come inside. L7 is containing 1, 2, 3. First time it will contain 1, then 2, then 3. Okay. Then it will go to L6 again. It will take 4, 5, 6. Okay. Is that clear? Hello, guys. This is clear. Cool, no? Simple, no? Guys, am I fast? Yeah, am I fast? Or I'm assuming that you know? Am I fast? Are you understanding this? Clear? Okay, right. So this one, how do I do that? Can you tell me how do I divide this? Okay, yeah, Praveen, what is it? Unmute yourself. Praveen, unmute yourself.
Sir,
Yeah, Praveen.
yeah, just L7, sir. Go to that room.
Here, no?
Yes, sir. Here.
Hmm.
L7 is in first for loop. Then how can it be?
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. Yeah.
Got
I
it?
thought it was same L7 in here also.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I will divide this now. Okay, I'll divide this. Okay, so this one can be, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, for I in 1, 2, 3 colon for j in 1, 1, 1, then I would make the list as I plus j. This will be my list. I mean element in the list, isn't it? This will be my element. So am I right, my dear friends? So first one would be what? What is the first one? So first one I'll take I, 1 I will take, then I'll get inside, okay, and then 1 in j. So therefore 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, it will get added, okay, for all these three. So this 1 will get added with 1, 1, 1, and then I'll take 2. 2 will get added with, 2 will get added with 1, 1, 1, and then 3 will get added with 1, 1, 1. Is that clear? Hello? Hello, guys, is that clear? I've divided it. So you can do that. I showed you this also. Yesterday. Is that clear? Okay. Once you practice, you will only get to know. Okay. Guys, is that clear? Not clear? Hello. Shall I proceed further? Okay. Right. Coming to this, the same thing with tuples. My dear friends. Is the same thing. Program 10 with tuples. Okay. So I showed you some extra operations also, remove, pop, and extend. Okay, so I've shown you the output also, how it looks like. Okay, so I think you will be able to do it, right? So is it clear, guys? Hello, things have become clear now? Things have become clear? Okay, right. So we have this final program over here. So what is the, can you, Praveen, you're there online?
Yes, sir.
Can you read this?
Given two different sequences, write a program to find out how many elements are common in those sequences.
Forget about the hint. Okay, I shouldn't have given. Okay, anyways, no problem. So what do you mean by this? Explain the question.
So there are two sequences.
Okay.
So we have to find out the elements which are there in both two sequences.
The commonly there.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So this is
Yes, sir.
an interview question. This is an interview question. Very important interview question. Okay, no? So they will say that, you should do it in the most least possible time. You can use functions. That's what they will say. They will not say use zip method and all that. So they want to find out whether you know zip method or not. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you how zip method will work. And okay, let us see this program. The same program I have broken down. Same program broken down to one more step. I made it more simple over here. Okay. So Praveen, can you please help me out in going through this program?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first is what?
So making count as 0.
Okay. So what kind of, is this a sequence? My name is a sequence.
Yes, sir.
Is your name a sequence?
Yes, sir.
What is the sequence of my name? What kind of sequence is it?
A list of characters.
Yeah, list of string. We don't have characters in Python.
Yes,
It is
yes,
a
sir,
string.
yes, sir. Single.
It's a string of single character. Okay. What
Yes.
about your name? What
Same,
kind of sequence?
tuple of
It's a tuple,
string.
correct. So the first one is a list, and the second one is a tuple, isn't it? So there are two different sequences, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how the zip will work?
It will take first element from my name
It
and as
will,
well as
yeah. So it will make a pair of first element
First.
and the second element and give it as a tuple. Did you see that?
yes, sir.
Okay. Zip will zip this first element from the first sequence, first element from the second sequence, and make it as a pair as a tuple. Did you see that? I've given the output. I've printed it over there.
Yes, sir.
Guys, did you understand? It acts like an iterable now. It's a generator function. Hello, did you understand this? So first time it will take yes, make a pair and print it. So yes is printed. Then I will check whether, okay, so okay, then what I'll do, okay, now what is happening over here? Tell me what will happening. I've given you one of the example. Okay, now earlier I've given you an example. M comma y is equal to, okay, s comma big S. Okay, if I write like this, what happens? This yes
S
give
will
into-
store in M and capital S store in
into this, isn't it? Correct.
Yes.
So what is pair? Pair is nothing but s comma s. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
From where did I get the pair? From doing the zip. After doing the zip, I got the pair. The first element. These two got zipped and got into the pair, and I put m, the small s into the m and big S into the y, and I'm now comparing whether m is equal to y. Is it equal to y? I mean, is m equal to y?
No, sir.
No, right? This is small s and y is big S, isn't it?
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
if both are same, then I have to find out how many same pairs are there, common elements are there. Because both are not same, m is equal to y becomes false, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Correct? No, Praveen, you understood or simply saying
Yes,
yes?
yes, sir. Yes. No, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So the problem is all about, I have to find out how many common elements are there in both the sequences, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I want to find out how many elements are common in both the sequences. But here in this case, are these both elements same? No, right?
No, sir.
The elements are not same. Therefore, what I will do, I will not enter into this if block. I'll skip this. Correct. Then again, I'll go
Yes.
back to the for. Okay, where this generator function zip will take the next two elements. Correct. No.
U and U.
Yeah, u and u, right? And then this
Yes.
pair will now contain what?
U and U. U comma U.
U comma u. Now, what will m contain?
M contain U and Y contain U.
Both are same u.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm printing it. And so, is m is equal to y?
Yes, sir.
1 second. There is a lot of disturbance at your home, man. Deepa,
No,
can
sir.
you please
That is-
mute yourself, Deepa. Guys, everyone message Deepa in the chat box. Chalam, she got a chance. Chalam, first fellow to message. Will make use of opportunities, right? No, given a chance, make use of opportunity. Anyways, chalo. Right. So,
M contains
Yeah.
U and Y
one
contains
contains u,
Y.
right? So
Ah,
both
U.
of them, u equal to u,
Yes, sir.
correct?
It will enter into.
It will enter and it will increment the counter, correct?
Yes, yes,
So
sir.
like that,
One
it keeps incrementing the counter. So whenever it finds equal combination of elements, and then it will print that three values are equal. It will, after finishing the entire sequence. So what happens? It comes out of the for loop and prints the updated count. So three values are equal would be printed over here.
Yes, sir. Sir, what if there are, there are different elements, I mean, different number of elements in both this
It will take the minimum. I think I've written here somewhere that one. I didn't write, huh? I think I have not written. Okay. Okay. So what will take the minimum? It won't take the maximum. We'll always take the minimum actually.
What, sir?
It will
Ah,
take
no,
the
sir.
I know you're asking when it is Subhash and the second one is Subhash programming classes, correct?
Ah, yes, sir.
So it will take only till Subhash. That's all, and it will keep. writing.
Acha. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? It will take the minimum of the list.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Zip will always give tuple or can even give list. It will give you tuple. Zalak. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so Balaji Reddy, sir, is this program for finding common elements at any position in both sequences, or to find if two elements are equal at the index position? This is at the index position. Okay, I've used zip. Okay, so for different positions, you will have to make use of different ways of doing it. Okay, right? Okay, so guys, you understand this program now. The same program. Okay, Balaji Reddy, is that okay? Is that okay? I just wanted to make use of the zip function over here. Okay. Now, sir, can we do that using, if you can see, you can use this using, you can do this using lot of methods. I just wanted to introduce zip method, and I found this program is quite what do you call, related to this. So that is why I use zip method. Okay, you can make use of different other methods also. Is that okay? Right? Now, so having said that, okay, so this is a combination of, you know, the same program. Okay, I have just put it into simple steps in 3 to 4 lines. Okay, instead of writing pair here in this program, I put it in a pair. Okay, I put it in a pair, and then I put that pair into M and Y. Rather here, what I did was that, you know, I combined it here itself. I put this pair into M and Y here itself. Is that clear, my dear friends? Okay, that's the only change. The rest and all is the same. Hello, is that okay, guys? Is that clear? Clear? No? Hello, is that clear, my dear friends? Okay. Now, having said that, coming to the next one. Okay, so this is just, I wanted to introduce one operator to you that is called as format operator. Like how you have your in C language and all, you have format specifier. You remember in C language you have format specifier %d, %s, %f and all that. Okay, so here also you can have that format specifier. Okay, so you can see that. So what happens here? So basically you will have a tuple. Okay, so sir, we can use a switcher. Sai Priya, can you unmute yourself? Sai Priya, unmute yourself.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, you said that program, zip function program.
Hmm.
So we can use it. We can use in a switch program.
Where is switch here?
Nested, if I'm saying that.
You said switch.
Uh,
What is your doubt?
no, sir. In Python, we can use switch program.
You are asking me or you are telling me?
Not switch. I'm sorry. In the case system, like C program.
Where is case system here?
Here we not using case system, sir.
Did
If
I use anywhere in
statement.
this chapter?
No.
Case means what? Case means what? This case.
Yes, sir.
Did I
Case
use
one
anywhere
equal
case in this
to.
chapter?
No.
Then
I think in a further, like a for loop, you can say it afterwards, I thought.
I'm really not understanding what you're saying.
No, sir, I'm saying that we can use switch or case program in Python.
Switch or case. See, first thing is, Cypria, did I teach you switch here in this?
No, sir.
Did I use anywhere called as case here?
No.
Okay, then why did that doubt come to you? Because you have that switch case in your C language.
Yes, sir. That's why
Okay,
can I
got it.
implement?
So
So
if there was a concept called as switch in Python, I would have told you. Okay,
okay,
so with whatever topics that you have known till here, use those topics and solve it. Okay.
okay, sir. Fine.
So don't compare C language and Python. Python is a different language, right? So if the switch was there, I would have told you by now that switch is there or all thing, or or you know, for now, whatever I've discussed till now, no. So use those concepts and try to solve this problem. Is that okay?
Okay, sir. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, chalo. Now, so you can see this, my dear friends. Hello, is that clear? Hello, guys, are you there with me? You're there, not there? Okay. So this is basically a string. This one's here. This is basically a string. Okay. And this is called as your format operator, which will actually, okay, which is, sorry, here, these are your format specifiers, and this is your format operator, which will combine, okay, like in C language, in printf, you had comma. If you remember, you had comma. So this modulo operator will separate, listen to me, will separate the string with this tuple. Okay, no? So this %d will match with the first one. Okay, this second %d will match with the second one, and this %d will match with the third one. Now you will ask me, what is %d? %d is the format specifier for integer, to represent integer, to print integer kind of elements. So for the first one, did you see the output over here? Okay, sum of sum of, okay, in place of percentage d, what got replaced was 1. Okay, no, so sum of 1, and then it will continue again, and so it will from here, yes, um will get printed, of will get printed. The moment it sees this format specifier, it will jump to the other part of the modulo operator over here, okay, and then what happens is it will take the first element from this tuple, and in place of this percentage d, that will get replaced. Then it will again continue, and then again format specifier, it comes to the other part of the tuple, that is the other part of the format, or I mean this modulo operator, and then it takes the second element from this tuple, it takes this 2, it replaces over here, and then takes the third element from here. Okay, this is what it works. So percentage d is a format specifier for integers. Okay, so similarly, what are these? Can you tell me what is this? What is this, my dear friends? What are these two? They are strings, isn't it? And what about 15? What about 15? What about 15? It is integer. So first one, did you see my name is percentage s? It will take Subhash. Subhash, did you see that? My name is Subhash. Okay, and I work as percentage yes. I work as programmer. That is the second one. Okay, since percentage d years, since 15 years. That's an integer. So if you want to print integer, you'll have to use format specifier percentage d. If you want to use, if you want to print string, you can make use of percentage yes. Okay, but see, generally in practice nobody will use such kind of things. But to complete Python course or to complete Python language, I'm just telling you that even this is possible. This is there. This is part of the Python. Okay, is what I'm trying to tell you. Did you understand this? Okay, that is why I kept it at the last. Okay, and you see I've added percentage f. I want you to try this. Oh, it's not to try, it's already given. Okay, did you see that? This will be converted into floating point and will be given to you. Is that clear, guys? Hello, is that clear? Right? Okay, so I think just practice it off. What is now needed is practice. Okay, so I'm going to give you some programming assignments. Okay, so I'll explain this and I want you to do it by Sunday evening. Is that okay? Right, and I will be closing the group and I'll be opening it only on Sunday. So the reason I close the group is I don't want you to spam. Even by mistake, I don't want people to spam, and it is very irritating for others. Okay, no, that is the reason, right? So write a program to determine whether a given number occurs in a list nums. So first thing is you have to take a list of numbers or integers or floating point, whatever you consider. Okay, take a list of integers, and then your program should be able to, user will enter an input and say, suppose you take a list of 1 2 3 4 5, and then you tell the user, boss, give me one number, I will tell you whether that is there in list or not. Okay, so then the user enters say 5. So now tell me whether that 5 is there in the list or not. Tell me. The original list which I created was 1 2 3 4 5. So whether that is there or not. Okay, it is there. So you will have to say whether it is there or not. Okay, no, so use whether. So how do you use? Think I've given you all the tools necessary, so I want you to actually use it. Okay, next, write a program that prompts the user for a list of integers. The user must enter a list of integers, and you must store it in another list, only those values between 1 to 100, and displays the resulting list. Okay, so it means user will enter a series of numbers. Okay, 101, 102, 201, 256, 357, like that continuous list would be there. Okay, so you will, from out of those numbers which are entered, right, you will only take those numbers that are between 1 to 100, and you will make a separate list out of it and print it at the end. Is that clear? Did you understand? Write a program that prompts the user for a list of integers, stores it in another list, only those values out of whatever he entered, only those values which are between 1 to 100, and you should display that. Is that clear? Okay, now third one is write a program that prompts the user for a list of integers, stores in another list only those values that are there in tuple called as valid values, and displays the resulting list. Okay, it means in your program you will have a tuple by named valid values. You can give any name to the tuple, but I've just given valid values. You'll have a tuple, and in that tuple you will have some random numbers. Okay, 57 or 1, let me take an example of 1 2 3 4 5, something like that. Okay, in tuple it is there already in your program, right? And now you'll have to write a program, okay, that prompts the user for a list of integers. Okay, then you'll ask the programmer, user, okay, enter me some list of numbers. So your user will enter some list of numbers. Okay, and what you will do is that when he's entering, after he enters the list of integers, you will take each value that he has entered, and then you will see whether that value that your user has entered is already there in the tuple that is there in your program, valid values. Okay, if it is there, then make it as a separate list, else ignore the numbers that the user has entered. Is that clear? Is it clear? Did you understand this? In your program, you already have a tuple, okay, with some values. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me clear or not? Yeah, clear or not? Okay. So you have a tuple in your program which says, 1, 5, 9, 7, something like this. You have a tuple, and you're asking the user to enter some values. Okay, and the user will enter like 1, 2, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 9, 3, like this, right? Now, after he entering like this, you have to check whether 1 is there in this tuple. Yes. Okay, let me put it in the list. 2 is there? No, ignore this. 9 is there? Yes, it is there. Okay, so I'll keep it. 7 is there? No, it is not there. So the output would be 1 and 9. Is that clear? Okay, so the idea of giving these programs is you have to become expert in using list and tuples. That is why in using not only list and tuples, even with other constructs of Python, right? Is that okay? Got it? Now write a program. Okay, write a program that prompts the user for a list of integers and stores them in a list. For all the values that are greater than 100, the string Joe should be stored instead. Okay, the program should display the resulting list. Okay, so you are entering a list of integers and stores them in a list. In a list, you will be storing like this. Like this, you will be storing in a list. And for all the values that are greater than 100, if suppose in this list you have greater than 100 values, so you will have to replace those values that are greater than 100 with the string Josh. Is that clear? Did you understand this or not? Okay, you will have 1 comma 101 comma 2, so you should have 1 Josh 2. Is that clear? Hello guys, so that should be replaced with Josh. Okay, so write a program that prompts the user to enter a list of first names and store them in a list. The program should display how many times the letter A appears within that list. Is that clear? So you're taking a list of names, okay, multiple names, and then you have to find in that list how many times this A appears, this character A appears in that particular list. Did you understand this fifth one? Okay, make use of all the methods that are given you. Okay, so count and all that. If you, so that's why revise. I'm okay, I'll tell you how to do the revision for 3 days. Okay, now write a program that prompts the user to enter integer values for each of 2 lists. It then should display the list are of the same length, whether the elements in each list sum to the same value, and whether there are any values that occur in both the list. Oh my god, what is this? Let me read it once again. I myself did not understand. Okay, write a program that prompts the user to enter integer values for each of 2 lists. Okay, it means you have to create 2 lists. Correct now, my dear friends? Did you understand this? First thing is you have to create 2 lists with some values. Okay, it then should display the list are of same length, and then you will enter 2 lists. Okay, you are creating 2 lists, and then you will have to find out, first thing that you will have to find out is whether both the lists are of the same length or not. Okay, length, whether the elements, and then second thing is whether the elements in the each list sum to the same value. If you're taking 2 lists, okay, you first have to see whether both are containing, I mean both are of the same length. This is list 1, this is list 2. Okay, so 2, 3, 1. Okay, and then you have to see whether both the lists are summing to the same value. 1, 2, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 2 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, so these are not fixed, these are random values that you can enter. You can enter random values, and you'll have to see whether these are of the same length, and if you sum the each individual elements, will it come to the same sum or not? You'll have to figure it out. Okay, and whether there are any values that occur in both lists, and you'll also have to see whether is there commonly occurring elements in both these lists. Is that okay, guys? Clear with this question? Clear? So 3 things you have to find out. First thing is whether they are of same length, and whether they are summing to the same value, and then if there are any common elements in these 2 lists. And all the in every program you have to generate the list by yourself. Okay, so I would suggest you to use list comprehension for that, so that you can practice it. Okay, it becomes a practice. List comprehension, use list comprehension for that. You'll be able to you can creating list comprehension is, people find it difficult, but when you can solve it like this, it will become your next nature, second nature. Okay, next, write a program to modify or replace an existing element of a tuple with a new element. Oh my god, Subhash, you have explained that tuple is immutable, but what is this kind of question you are giving? Isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? Okay, write a program to modify or replace an existing element, but that is your question. You have to solve this. Okay, so I know tuple cannot be changed, but do something so that you can change. Okay, not necessarily it should be the same tuple. Okay, but given a tuple, you have to change that position of the tuple and return me a new tuple. I already gave the answer. Okay, got it. So do something for that, right? So this is an interview kind of question, my dear friends. Okay, right? So write a program to find the first occurrence of an element in a tuple. So write a program to find, if suppose you have repeated elements in a tuple 1 comma 3 comma 3 comma 3 something like that, 4 comma 3 and all that, then you will have to what is that, write a program to find the first occurrence of an element. Okay, first occurrence, what was that I was trying to tell you, I'm not sure. Write a program to find the first occurrence of an element. First occurrence of an element might be you have to print the index of the first occurrence of the element if there are duplicates. Okay, so just do this. Even I'm not sure what I was trying to tell you here. Okay, but if suppose you have element, just try to give me the index of the first element that got repeated. Is that clear, my dear friends? Just do that. That is enough. Okay, right. Yeah, you'll have to search and do whatever you feel. We'll see later. Okay. So write a program to accept the elements in the form of a tuple and display their sum and average. Is that clear? Just the sum and average, you'll have to do that. Okay. Okay. Right. Maybe first element that entered in the tuple. Chalam, you do this. Chalam, even I'm not sure what it is, but give the index of the first element that is having the repetition. Okay, index of that. Okay, Chalam. Right. So write a program to add two matrices and display the sum matrix using list. Oh, guys, how will you do this? 10th one. Any idea? Matrices. You know what do you mean by matrices, my dear friends? You know what do you mean by matrices? What is matrices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like this. Okay, no? So I think you can make use of list of list, isn't it? You can make use of list of list, my dear friends. List of list. Okay, and write the program to add two matrices and display the sum matrix using lists. Okay, so having rows and columns. So you can make use of list and you can add two matrices and tell me the sum of those matrices. Okay, so then don't write a program and all that. Just learn bubble sort technique and come. What is bubble sort technique? Is that okay? I want you to do some Google research on bubble sort technique and I want you to read this and come back. Bubble sort technique. Sorting, it is a sorting mechanism. Okay, guys, is there any other program? No. Okay, so guys, we completed this chapter. Did you enjoy the session? Guys, did you enjoy the session? Lesson 6. Yeah, did you understand list and tuples? Yeah. Seventh question. Write a program to modify or replace an existing element of a tuple with a new element. Okay, so a tuple is given. Okay, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. This is your tuple. So I'm telling replace 3 with 8. So the output should be 1 comma 2 comma 8 comma 4. That is the 7th question. Okay, right. So guys, so how do you revise? What is the first step to revise? Okay, now 1 and 2, sir. Now everybody are asking me to explain one. Mohini, what happened? Guys, when I'm asking you a question, why are you not telling me here? You say, okay, sir, 1 minute. First one, 1 and 2. What is 1 and 2? Mohini, can you unmute yourself? Mohini, can you unmute yourself? What is 1 and 2? I didn't understand.
Hello, sir.
Huh.
Sir, my net was gone. That's
Okay.
why
Write a
I
program to determine whether a given, you will be taking a list. Okay, you'll be taking one list. Okay, and yes or no? Yeah, keep repeating yes or no. Else I'll not know.
Yes.
So you will be taking a list, and in that list, okay, so you have to first you will create a list, okay, with some elements, and then you will ask the user to give an input, right? Okay, 1 minute. Enter 5 numbers separated with space. Can you see that, Mohini?
Yes, sir.
I'm entering 5 elements. Okay, now I have created a list of 24, 34, 45, 67, 89. Okay, Mohini,
Okay.
loudly, I cannot hear you.
Okay, sir.
Now after creating a list, I'm seeing whether I'm asking whether a particular number is there or not. So 78, is 78 there in this list?
No, sir.
So what is the output?
78 is not present in the list.
Do you understand? This is what you have to do.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Second one, enter list of integers separated by spaces. Okay, now
Okay.
24, 34, 56, 78, 90. Okay, so what is this? What does it say? Enter. What was the question? write a program that prompts the user for a list of integers, okay, and stores in another list only those values between 1 to 100. Okay, so I first create a list, and it is telling that the program has to create another list which contains only numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, let me run that program once again. Enter list of integers separated by spaces. I'll do once again. So I will write 257, 101, okay, 23, 45, okay, 304. Is that okay, Mohini?
Okay. Okay.
Now what is the program saying? I have to create a list that will only contain numbers from 1 to 100. In that case, what will my new list contain?
Yes.
Tell me, what will my new list contain?
101,
1 to 100,
304,
that's all. 1 to 100.
101.
I'm telling 1 to 100, 101 it seems. 1 to 100, 23 and 45. That will be there, 1 and 100. That's all.
Under 100.
Under 100. 1 to 100.
Okay.
Is that got it?
Yes, I got it.
Super. Very good. Okay. That's
Okay.
it. Right. So guys, just try this. Okay. So we'll meet Monday, and don't disappoint me. Do the assignments and give it to me on by Sunday evening. I'll be opening the group on Sunday, and you can post your assignments over there. Okay. So please don't post your photos. Please post only text format. Okay. Understand that don't fill everybody's gallery with your assignments. Okay. So having said that, meet you on Monday. Until then, take care. And no, before maybe leaving, one more revision technique. Sorry, I forgot revision technique. First thing is that, revision technique. First thing is that I want you to go through all the chapters, 6 chapters that I have taught you from the first chapter till now. Clear? Can you put that in the chat box? Revise the chapters through my material that I've given you, 1 to 6 completely, so that you will might be that, in the 6th chapter you would have forgotten what I told you in the first chapter, isn't it? You would have forgotten, right? So when you revise, what happens is that you will recall that, okay, and you will remember that revision. Then what you will do is that, that I have written one online Python book. Okay, do you know that online Python book? Okay, so if you can go to, I will share the link with you. So second thing is, you have to read that online Python book till what chapter I'll tell you in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and then I will tell you that, and after that, then you will have to solve these assignments. Is that clear? Trust me, then it will be very easy for you to solve these programs. Will you do that? Okay, will you do that? Yeah, super cool. So I will share that with you guys. Did you understand revision technique? Did you get the revision technique? Yeah. Okay. So fine then, guys. So meet you on Monday. Okay. So until then, take care. Bye bye, my dear friends. See you.
म्हणजे आठवी नंबर काय नावाने सेव्ह केलेला आहे.